Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. This time, we're taking a look at preparing for the afterlife.
That's right. We're going to explore it through the lens of Ibn al-Qayyim.
Specifically, we'll be diving into excerpts from Volume 2 of Zadul Mad Provisions for the Hereafter.
We're essentially using this deep dive as a guidebook to help pack the right provisions for this metaphorical journey.
I love that. I'm ready to pack my bags.
Me too. And what's really cool about Ibn al-Qayyim is that he wasn't just a scholar. He was also a theologian, a jurist, and even a physician.
Wow. A real Renaissance man.
Exactly. And that multifaceted perspective really comes through in his writings, especially as he tackles a complex subject like the afterlife.
So we're not talking about packing an actual physical suitcase, right? What kind of provisions does Ibn al-Qayyim suggest we need for this journey?
Well, he emphasizes preparing for the afterlife through actions and intentions in this life, recognizing that the choices you make today have an impact on your experience in the hereafter.
Oh, I see. So it's like this life isn't just a dress rehearsal. It's a vital stage in our ongoing journey towards fulfillment.
Precisely. And one of the most vivid descriptions he uses to illustrate this, it's the concept of the Sirat Bridge. You might have heard of this one.
Oh, yeah. This concept is fascinating. Makes you think about the weight of our actions.
Right. Imagine this. A path so narrow, so precarious, it's like the ultimate test. Ibn al-Qayyim describes it as a bridge spanning over hellfire, leading to paradise.
So not just a physical bridge, but a metaphor.
Exactly, a metaphor for navigating the challenges of life and, facing the consequences.
And how quickly you cross, I'm guessing, depends on those deeds in this life, right?
You got it. Some will cross with ease and swiftness, others maybe not so much. Might stumble, struggle a bit.
That's a powerful image. So what determines our bridge speed, so to speak?
That's where the idea of the balance comes in. Ibn al-Qayyim describes this giant scale. Your good deeds are weighed against your bad deeds.
Like Lady Justice, blindfolded and holding the scales.
Yeah, it's similar, but with, eternal implications.
Mm.
If your good deeds outweigh your bad, you move forward, easy. But if the scales tip the other way, well, the journey becomes much more difficult.
There's a reason they call it Judgment Day. Makes you think twice.
It does. But there's a really beautiful element to all of this. Even seemingly small acts of kindness, they can tip the scales in your favor. It highlights how much weight every little intention, every choice we make really has.
That's surprisingly hopeful, even within this framework of judgment. Not about grand gestures, just, consistently trying to be better.
Exactly. And, as you consider this, what does your own balance look like? What choices are you making each day that are adding weight to one side or the other?
Wow. It really does make you stop and think. All those little choices we make.
Right. Every action, every intention, it all has this ripple effect.
Speaking of help, Ibn al-Qayyim also talks about the role of the Prophet Muhammad in navigating the afterlife, right?
He does. And that's where the concept of intercession comes in.
So even if you fall short, there's this idea of a powerful advocate on your side, looking out for you.
Yeah, like that universal human need for guidance, for a helping hand. The belief is that the Prophet Muhammad will intercede for his followers on the Day of Judgment, pleading for their forgiveness and entry into paradise.
But this intercession, it's not granted to everyone, is it?
It's reserved for those who sincerely followed his teachings in this life, those who strive to embody his message of compassion and righteousness.
Makes sense. So it's about aligning your actions with the guidance of someone you respect, someone who, represents a path you believe in.
Absolutely. And it makes you consider, who are those figures of authority or guidance in our own lives? Are we seeking their wisdom, their example, as we navigate our own journeys?
Big questions. I don't know if there's a single right answer. Just finding what resonates with you, what aligns with your values, and then trying to live those values authentically.
Exactly. And also recognizing that we can be that source of guidance for others.
Yeah.
Just like we seek mentors and role models, we can strive to embody those qualities ourselves, inspire and uplift those around us. It really is a beautiful vision.
Of interconnectedness, yeah. Individuals supporting each other. On this journey, towards meaning and fulfillment. And, this whole idea of interconnectedness, it's further emphasized in how Ibn al-Qayyim talks about the importance of knowledge, like knowledge and understanding, as another provision for the hereafter.
So it's not enough to just go through the motions. You've got to, engage your mind.
Right. True faith, according to Ibn al-Qayyim, it isn't just blind adherence. It's a deeper comprehension of God's wisdom and mercy.
So a holistic approach to faith. Not just intellectual or just devotional.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance, that harmony between the mind and the heart.
This deep dive is sort of like that, right? exploring different ideas and perspectives. How does someone actually go about gaining this knowledge? Did he, like, have a reading list? Well, he stressed studying the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, but he also encouraged personal reflection, contemplation.
So a mix of like traditional study and internal soul searching.
Yeah, it's about that balance
Yeah.
between external knowledge and cultivating inner wisdom. And that, in a way, that's a provision too, that ability to, approach things, life's complexities, with a discerning mind and a compassionate heart.
Now this all sounds kind of heavy, but Ibn al-Qayyim doesn't just focus on the doom and gloom of the afterlife, right?
No, not at all. He describes paradise in such beautiful detail, really evocative, emphasizes the rewards that await those who strive for righteousness. Think of it like packing delightful treats for your journey.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. Give me some of the perks.
Imagine like gardens with flowing rivers, where you can eat delicious fruit and never get full, and palaces made of gold and jewels, surrounded by loved ones and angels.
Sounds pretty luxurious. Anything spiritual. Like, what's the ultimate reward? The bliss?
The ultimate reward is being in the presence of God, experiencing His love and mercy directly. Pure joy and contentment, no suffering, no hardship.
Wow. So it's not just material comfort. It's about reaching this, like, spiritual fulfillment beyond anything we can even imagine.
Exactly. It's a state of perfect peace and harmony, where all desires are fulfilled, all worries just vanish.
Sounds like the ultimate destination after a long, challenging journey. Which brings us back to the metaphor of provisions.
Right. The choices we make in this life, it's like packing our bags for that journey.
So every act of kindness, every effort to understand, every moment of connection, it's all being packed away.
And it's not about waiting till the end to prepare. It's about living each day, with awareness, intention. Focus on cultivating those qualities that will serve us well.
Like we're constantly packing and unpacking our bags, adding and removing things.
Yeah, and as we do that, we're shaping our destinies, not just in the hereafter, but in this life too.
What strikes me is like the personal responsibility here. It's not about fate. It's about our choices having an impact on the afterlife.
It's a call to agency, like a reminder that we're not just passive passengers in our own lives. We have the power to choose our path, to cultivate the qualities that lead us towards light and fulfillment.
And not just following rules blindly. It's about understanding the why, making it meaningful.
Yeah, that's where the true wisdom is. Not just following the letter of the law, but embodying the spirit, making them a source of guidance for ourselves and, for those around us.
I love that. Okay, so we've got knowledge, understanding, personal growth, the balance of deeds, and those really enticing descriptions of paradise. What's the takeaway? What does Ibn al-Qayyim want us to really get from all this?
He wants us to recognize how important this life is. As preparation for the next, he urges us to live with purpose, to cultivate those virtues, and to strive for a deeper connection with the divine.
So not just believing in the afterlife, but living in a way that reflects that belief. Right here, right now.
Exactly. Making every moment count, recognizing the interconnectedness of our actions, and striving to leave a positive legacy, not just for ourselves, but for the world around us.
Wow. This is making me wonder, like, what legacy am I building, with my actions? Am I going to be sprinting across that bridge or crawling? What kind of impact am I having? Am I helping others pack their bags for paradise?
These are the questions that Ibn al-Qayyim challenges us to ponder. He reminds us that this life is fleeting. But our actions, they create ripples that extend far beyond our time here.
It really is a powerful thought. This whole conversation about the afterlife is, it's actually making me feel more grounded in the present.
That's the thing about wisdom, yeah. It doesn't just illuminate those unseen realms. It lights up the path we're on right now.
Right. Okay, I've got to admit, this whole provisions metaphor, it's gotten under my skin. It's like this mental checklist for life.
It really is totem. Ibn al-Qayyim is saying, like, hey, don't underestimate the power of a single kind word, a moment of patience.
It's not about being perfect, though, is it? It's about, like, that constant effort.
Yeah, precisely. Ibn al-Qayyim gets it. We're human. We mess up. It's the direction we're facing that matters.
So less about beating ourselves up, more about, like, course correcting.
Embracing the journey. Twists, turns, and all. Learn and grow from those. And we're not alone on this journey either.
Oh, right. Community. Supporting each other. He talks about that too, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Righteous companionship. Surround yourself with those who inspire you to be better.
Like a hiking buddy for the soul. Keep you on track. celebrate the wins with you.
Exactly. And we can be that for others too, right? That helping hand.
It's that interconnectedness again. It's beautiful. It's interesting. For someone who wrote so much about the afterlife, Ibn al-Qayyim really seems to have appreciated this life too.
He did. Saw this world as a garden, a
Mm,
place to learn, to grow, cultivate those seeds of virtue,
I love that. And it brings us back to what you said earlier, not waiting till the end to prepare.
living each day with that awareness, yeah.
So what's the message for us here? In the non-metaphorical world, what do we take away from this deep dive?
Recognizing the power of our choices, even those little seemingly insignificant actions,
Mm-hmm.
and, living with purpose.
It's like this life isn't a dress rehearsal. It's a vital part of the show.
Exactly. We're all on a path. And how we walk that path, well, it matters. It matters for ourselves, for those around us, for the legacy we leave.
It's a call to hope, too, isn't it? That even with our flaws, we can still choose love, choose kindness, choose growth.
And create that positive change, a ripple effect.
This has been so insightful. I feel, I don't know, like a renewed sense of purpose.
That's what these big questions do, the universal truths. They remind us what really matters.
We hope this deep dive got you thinking, too. What resonated? What questions are you left with? How will you provision for your own journey in this life and the next?
Big questions.
Yeah.
And the answers are personal. But you know what? The journey itself, that's something we share, support each other in. Maybe the most important provisions aren't things we pack, but the things we cultivate inside. Love, compassion, that unwavering belief in good.
Well said. And on that note, we'll leave you to continue your own journeys. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time for another exploration.